Here we go, and we should be live. Hopefully I'm live. Let's see. What's up, everyone tuning in? Thank you. Let me just check real quick. Okay, you can... Okay, it's working. Okay, sorry, we had some technical difficulties here at the start. I was all ready to fire up the stream, had everything ready to go. Then nothing was projecting. It wasn't capturing any video for anything. So I was like, oh shoot, we're doing a tier list stream tonight, and I mean, like, it's not capturing the tier list. So I was trying to figure out how to fix it. Everyone tuning in, thank you so much. Mayo and Tomato, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Tonight we are back once again with another Friday tier list stream. What we are doing tonight is ranking all steel type Pokemon. We were talking about doing a specific typing, and we did the ghost type for, spooky season around Halloween. And we were saying, oh, what's a good type to do? And I think actually the first type we ever brought up to rank fully was doing Steel type, because Steel type is some of the best Pokemon there are. Metagross, Aggron, Melmetal, just to name a few. Many, many other phenomenal Steel type Pokemon are out there as well. And we're like, you know what? We should do a tier list of all the Steel type Pokemon. So that is what we are doing today. Today we are doing a tier list of all Steel type Pokemon. Everyone tuning in, V, thank you for tuning in. Happy late Thanksgiving. Yo, Tomato, happy Thanksgiving to you as well, and everyone else tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Hisuian Goodra at F tier in the thumbnail is criminal. Mayo, are you like Hisuian Goodra? You guys know I love Goodra. Goodra's one of my favorite Pokemon there are. Hisuian Goodra is the most disappointed I've ever been in a Pokemon. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. V, you have no idea how fast I clicked the notification. Yo, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so very much. It means a lot. Let me just check and make sure the audio is good. Because as I was saying, I had some technical difficulties here at the start. I was all proud of myself. I'm like, I'm going to be right on time for when I scheduled the stream. No, it's working good. Looks good. All right, so everything's good to go. I'm going to hop over to the tier list. Let's get right into it. Let's not waste any more time. How about it? We got the same rankings as we always do. God tier at the top, followed by S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier. F tier being the worst, God tier being the absolute best, and C tier being about average. B tier being the ones that are slightly above average. A tier the ones I like. S tier the ones I really like. God tier, like I said, being the absolute best. D tier being the ones I don't really like too much. And F tier being the absolute worst. We might end up having to make a separate category below F tier for the tier list we have doing here. And one thing I will note as well as we get into this is something that's been becoming more common as we do more of these tier list streams is that the more we do, the more times we encounter Pokemon we already ranked. Now, when I'm ranking these right now, I'm ranking them in terms of Steel-type Pokemon. So maybe we had a Pseudo-Legendary or a Legendary or Mythical or Starter in here that I ranked one spot in, say, the Starter tier list or the Legendary tier list, and they might be in a different tier than they are in this tier list than they were in that tier list. That's because when we're looking at it here, we're looking at based on all the Steel-type Pokemon. And if I'm being honest, look at all the Steel-type Pokemon down here. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but I thought there were more. Like, this is all of them. Like, look, I don't know what I was expecting more of, but I don't know. I was kind of surprised. Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 times 12. Oh, we gotta do some quick math. Bust out the calculator. 7 times 12 is 84. There's 85 on here. Is that how many Steel-type Pokemon there are? Well, also, too, you gotta take into account there's some Megas on here and stuff. So we'll take that into account as well. And different forms are on here as well. But 85, like, I don't know. I thought there would have been like over 100 Steel-type Pokemon if I was being honest. You better put my boy Genesect and Solgaleo in God tier. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where they end up falling. But starting off, I mean, let's get right into it. We got some heat to start off. The Aggron evolution line and the Metagross evolution line, both having Megas in them. Let me just say, you guys know how much I love these Pokemon. Metagross we put in God tier in the pseudo tier list. It's my absolute favorite pseudo legendary Pokemon there is without a shadow of a doubt. The Mega I don't like too much, but then you move on to Mega Aggron. I don't remember if I put Mega Aggron above or below Mega Metagross. I have no idea. If I'm being honest, I do think I kind of like Metagross more. Let me check my tier list I did, excuse me, for that. Where did I put, any of you remember? Did I put Metagross above Aggron? Let's see. I did. I put Mega Metagross in A and Mega Aggron in B. But again, that was in terms of all Megas overall. This is in terms of all Steel types. So those two are going to be very high up on this list. I will note that. But, dude, I love both of these lines. I think both of these are phenomenal. Here's one of the cool things about Aggron. So both of these are from generation number 3, Hoenn, Ruby, and Sapphire. In generation 3 is the only generation with 2 pseudo-legendary Pokemon, Salamence and Metagross. Yet Aggron is so cool. Many people think that Aggron is a Steel type, or a Steel type. Yes, it's a Steel type. They think it's a pseudo-legendary Pokemon, similar to Haxorus. People look at Haxorus and go, oh, that's the pseudo-legendary Pokemon, when Hydreigon's the pseudo-legendary Pokemon. People look at Aggron and think that's one of the pseudo-legendary Pokemon from Hoenn, when in reality, it's Metagross and Salamence. That's just how cool Aggron is. You're saying Aggron above Metagross? No. I mean, have we ever started a tier list like this? Just straight to God tier with Metagross. I mean, I love Metagross. You guys know it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's my favorite pseudo-legendary without a shadow of a doubt. I think arguably the best shiny there is. Metagross is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. There's no doubt that's going up in God tier. Aggron's S tier. Aggron has to be S tier. There's no way I can put it anything lower. It is absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, I think, all of these are, I'm like, these are the, no, all these are S tier. I did put it, but right, I feel like, so when we rank the Megas, I put Metagross above Aggron. And that was in terms of Mega Pokemon. But if we're looking at, Steel-type Pokemon, I feel like Mega Aggron captures the embodiment of what a Steel-type Pokemon is more than Metagross, just simply in my opinion. So we'll have it above it there. But then, whoa. Let's put Aron, Lairon, Beldum, Matang. I do like Beldum better than Aron. I like yeah, that's the order I'll put him in. No, do I like Lairon better than Aron? I think, dude, both those lines are just so perfect. Have we ever started a tier list like this where everyone's just at the tippity top? Is this the first time we've ever had something like this? Just we start off filling up the top of the tier list. Look at that, dude. Metagross up in God tier where it belongs, then the Aggron behind it, and both of the rest of their lines down there as well. Beldum's so cute. Beldum's so cool, dude. I like the concept, 2 Beldums come together to make a Matang, and then, how many is it Matangs come together to make a Metagross, I think? They are genderless Pokemon, I will note, which is one interesting detail about Metagross and that whole line. But I love those things so much. The shinies are so good. Shiny Aggron isn't the best. It's kind of just turns into a turquoise. But I love these the 2 lines of these so much. They're so cool. And again, many people think Aggron's a pseudo-legendary. It's not. Yet, that's just how cool it is, dude. It's awesome. You love one-eyed Pokemon? There aren't very many one-eyed Pokemon, are there? Beldum is a one. Are there any other one-eyed Pokemon in here? I guess Meltan and Melmetal. Stakataka. Registeel, maybe? I mean, it doesn't really have eyes to begin with, just kind of the dots. Dude, that could be a tier list. One-eyed Pokemon tier list. Yeah, that could be a one, too. 4 Beldum, Metagross, 2 Beldum, Matang. Oh, wait. No, that wouldn't make sense, though, because is that what it is? We're debunking the Pokemon lore. That doesn't make sense if it's 4 Beldum. Because would it be... Because, Beldum evolves into Matang, that makes sense. Then would it be Matang to Metagross? Oh, no, we're getting off on a tangent. Here, I see one other comment mail. Do a One Piece character ranking? Maybe one day. I would love to do that. I'll do something like that eventually. That'd be fun. Branch off. We gotta do all the Pokemon ones first. Once we do all the types and stuff, that's one thing I want to do. I want to try to we did legendaries, we did starters, we did pseudo legendaries, we did paradox, we did all the big stuff for Pokemon. We did all Kanto. I want to go through and do all the types. I think that'd be a really fun one to do. So once we finish all that, maybe then we'll start branching out to some other stuff. But I would love to do One Piece. You guys know I love One Piece. I definitely would want to do a tier list of that for sure. That'd be awesome. But moving on now, these next ones. Bronzor and Bronzong. I mean, these two, their shinies are kind of bad. They're about the same, if I'm being completely honest. The colors on the shinies are cool, I will note, but they're about the same. Like, Bronzor is green. Bronzong is just like a different, like a lighter green. They're both cool. I like how it's like Bronzong's meant to be like the bell. I think that's a cool idea. I'm gonna put Bronzong in B and Bronzor in C. It's not bad for Bronzor. It's just average, I think it's safe to say. And Bronzong I do like, so I'm putting it above average. I think that's a good spot for it. They're both C or B. I don't like them personally. Okay, glad to see we're on the same page. Glad to see we're on the same page. I think this is what if Blastoise was related to Genesect since they both have cannons. Genesect does have a cannon. Dude, we got to do these game theory videos. You guys are giving me all these ideas. You're right. Blastoise should be on this list. Blastoise should have been a steel type. Am I right? Now, I know steel type didn't exist in Gen 1. Actually, the first ever steel types were Gen 2 with Skarmory, Scizor, and Steelix, if I'm not mistaken. Those were the first ever steel type Pokemon. And Gen 1 didn't have steel, but, like, they could have added the type. I mean, it's too late now, but, like, they could have back then, I feel. And even with the Mega Blastoise. Like, wouldn't that have just made sense? Wouldn't that have just made sense? You guys said Magnemite. Is that even on here? Okay, good. Thank God. I was like, I didn't see it at first. It is. It is. Okay. And this next one. Celesteela. I don't like this thing. If I'm being honest, I don't like most Ultra Beasts. They're just so weird. And, I mean, I can respect them on that sense because they're meant to be from, like, different dimensions and all that stuff. So they're, like, I don't think they purposely made these things look, or, like, I don't think they were trying to design super awesome, cool Pokemon with these things. I think they were trying to design these things with, like, they were meant to look weird, and a lot of them do. But, like, comparing them to normal Pokemon, I'm just not the biggest fan of them. I just don't really like them that much. Celesteela is one of my least. You know, let's do the Stack Attack is on here as well. Let's get that one out of the way, too. I mean, I don't like either of them. I think they're both bad, if I'm being completely honest. You guys know my opinions on the Ultra Beasts. We ranked those. Did we rank every Ultra Beast in the mythical legendary tier list? I mean, I really like, you guys know, Blacephalon, Buggy D Clown. I actually like Ultra Beast, but Celesteela is, like, not it. Yeah, like, I pulled the shiny Celesteela out of Hidden Fates. I've only opened up 4 packs of Hidden Fates. I opened up 1 Hidden Fates tin, and I got a shiny Celesteela out of one of the packs, and I still, like, that would be, like, a reason to have for me to have some bias towards it. I still just don't like it very much. Buzzwole, I kind of like Buzzwole, too. I did like it. Then I really didn't like it because of Pokemon Unite, but, you know, I've kind of gotten away from it a bit. I've separated myself with my Pokemon Unite biases and I have started to like it a little more. Stack Attack, though, I mean, I'm trying to think. Have you guys seen, like, on YouTube, there's these animated videos. I don't know the name of the channel, but it's like every Ultra Beast Battle Royale, every starter Pokemon Battle Royale, every legendary Pokemon Battle Royale, all these different ones. And I remember Stack Attack in that one. It was pretty cool for me. Nah, man, I'm gonna leave them down. Nah, I don't like either of them. I'm leaving them both down in F tier. I have no idea the name. Let me look it up. Because if you guys haven't watched, you guys gotta watch these things. The videos are phenomenal. Let's look up starter Pokemon Battle Royale. People post reactions to this? Doesn't it say in them not to Terminal Montage is what it is. Terminal Montage. Look up all these things, dude. They make some awesome videos I remember Stack Attack in the Ultra Beast one, but despite that, I still don't really like it very much, in my opinion. Here's another one I don't really like. Cobalion. I don't like Cobalion, dude. That whole trio, I'm not the biggest fan of. Cobalion is one that I really... Is Paradox Cobalion on here? Royal Crown? No, it's not. Yeah, Cobalion, man, I don't really like. And if I'm being... Dude, this is kind of funny. We start off with just top elite ones, and then we're just filling up the bottom here with these next couple of Pokemon here. I really don't like, I don't like Cobalion that much at all. It's never been one that's really stood out to me. Like, I mean, I'll put it in C tier. I'll bump it up to C tier. I'll put it above yeah, I'll put it in C tier. I can't put it in D tier. I don't like it, but it's like, it is average, I'll say. It's fine there in average. One I do like, though, Corviknight. I love Corviknight, dude. This thing is so sick. This is a S tier steel type for sure. I'm going to actually put it... See, so I will note, you know what? Let's just do this. With the Megas and stuff, I'm not going to rank them in terms of, like, specifically... I'm going to put the Megas and stuff on here, and, like, there's Dynamaxes on here, too. I'm just going to put those in the tier they're in. I'm going to put them at the bottom of the tier, because I don't want to compare them to the normal Pokemon. We did already do those a lot, so I will include them in the tier list, but I'm just going to leave them at the bottom of their tier. I'm not going to put them in, like, for instance, we just put Aggron and Mega Metagross down at the bottom of S tier. Like I said, I like them better than, like, Beldum and Metang and those, but I don't want to have them. I feel like that's doubling up on it. So I'm just going to leave them down at the bottom. So we'll have, like, the actual order in which I like this stuff in at the top, because Corviknight, I love, dude. I think it's so cool. Let me just say, dude, the transportation with those things in Sword and Shield with the flying taxi, that's what it's called. I think it's so cool. Corviknight, the steel bird. I mean, I think it's one of the coolest Route 1 birds. Dude, Corviknight and Talonflame for me, I think, are the two best. I think Corviknight is just phenomenal. I'm having it up there in S tier for sure. It is so, so cool. And then we have the Dynamax of it. I'm just going to throw it up there because we put it in that tier, so I'll just throw that one up there in that tier as well. Then Cufant and, I can't think of the big one's name. Copperajah, there we go. These are cool. I like the elephant, and if I'm not mistaken, the dex entry for these are from, like, they say that they're from a different region. If I'm not mistaken, I love stuff like that. Like, we have, for instance, on here, Meltan and Melmetal that are from an unknown region. These two are originally from some unknown region as well. So I think that's really cool. Obviously, I think it would be, like, Africa or India, one of those, like, well, Africa's a continent and India is a country nonetheless, but, like, some African continent, region. I hope we get something like that in the future. I think that would be really, really cool. There's so much, like, they could tie in all different cool things. Like, for instance, like, we have the elephants and everything, and then you could get into, like, Egypt and all that stuff. I see so many cool fan Pokemon based on Egypt and all that stuff, like ancient Egypt, the pyramids, and all the cool stuff with that. They could make such awesome stuff with that. Hopefully we'll see something like that eventually, and I assume that's where, when they do make something like that, that's where Copperajah is originally meant to be from. So Copperajah, I do like. I'm going to put it up in A tier. I think it's I really like the Pokemon. Cufant, I'll put in... I mean, I'll put it in B. I'll put it in B tier. My favorite elephant Pokemon, I will note, is Donphan. There is a form of Donphan on here, but I like Phanpy, I do like better than Cufant. I'm gonna put him down there at the bottom of there. Then the big Copperajah, I'll just put up in A tier as well. Again, I'm just putting it in the same tier I put should we make a different tier for those? Should I make how many more are there? There's 1 Mega, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, there's only 4 more. 5 more. We'll just keep putting them over. Oh, God. Look what's next. Look what's next. If you watched the legendary tier list, you already know my thoughts on this thing. Dialga's getting his own tier at the bottom. I hate Dialga. Dialga, for me, is the first Pokemon. Why does it say I spelled it wrong? That's going to bother me. You know what, Dialga? You're getting saved because of the thing saying there's a typo. Dialga's down in F tier for me. I don't like Dialga. I hate Dialga for one reason and one reason alone. Well, I mean, to be fair, it is a bad... I think, like... I don't like its design very much, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like Dialga and Palkia, the only reason people like those is because of nostalgia. The only reason people like Dialga and Palkia is because of nostalgia. There is no arguing that, in my opinion. But in Pokemon Go, when raids were first out, the first couple months first year, I bet you could say raids were out, it was hard to beat raids. Like, you had to get a big group of people together. Then catching the Pokemon was a whole different challenge on its own. Like, it was hard to do raids. 3 Dialgas ran away from me. And it wasn't like I was doing these 3 Dialgas, like, in one day. Like, I did, like, 3 Dialgas in the span of, like, a year and a half. And all 3 ran away. And I'm just like, I hate this thing. I had my Sinnoh practically completed. What was the one thing I was missing? Dialga. Just one of the basic legendaries from that gen. I still didn't have it. The box legendary from that gen. I have never liked Dialga. Now, Dialga did, you know what? This is why Dialga isn't in its own tier and it is an F tier. You know what? Dialga's, I'll put it at the top of F tier. Because I did get 100 IV Dialga, which I was very appreciative of. But battling this thing in Pokemon Go Battle League in Master League is so annoying, dude. I hate going against Dialgas. They suck. I will always rock with my 100 IV Metagross over my 100 IV Dialga. I'm not using Dialga. I hate Dialga so much. It's never been a Pokemon I liked. I dropped that thing in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl without hesitation. I took that thing out. I don't even remember who took... Who'd I use to take it out? Probably, I transferred over a shiny Slacking from Pokemon Home. That thing probably Giga impacted Dialga and one-tap that thing, because Dialga's just, he's soft. I don't like Dialga. I don't like Dialga at all, in my opinion. It is not one of my favorites. I put it down in disgusting tier in the legendary tier list for those that saw that. Yo, Redstone, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Moving on now, we have Alolan Diglett. Dude, if I'm being honest, I didn't even know this thing was a steel type. Alolan Diglett's a steel type? I mean, I like the hair. I'll give it that. I'll put him in C tier. I won't say they're bad. I mean, Pokemon tried with the different thing, and then there was like a Detective Officer Locky or something like that. Diglette's F for you? Nah, I like the hair. I think it's funny. Like, here's the thing. Like, I'm ranking Aggron in S tier because Aggron's so cool. I'm putting Celesteela and Stakataka and Dialga down to F because I don't like them. I'm literally just putting the Digletts there in C tier because I'm like, the hair's funny. That's the only reason I'm putting them there. That's the only reason I'm putting them there. But moving on to this next one. I love this Pokemon. Duraludon. Now, I was saying the name wrong for years. I always said Duraludon for a while. I always said Duraludon instead of Duraludon. But then when I saw the trailer for the DLCs for Scarlet and Violet, I saw Archaludon. And Archaludon doesn't really sound right. Archaludon does sound right. And I'm like, oh, so Duraludon's probably Duraludon. So I learned how to say his name. But I love this thing. A lot of people dislike it, say it's a fridge and all that stuff. I don't know what it is, man. This is one of my favorite Pokemon from Galar. I don't ask me why. This thing just clicked with me, and when I first saw it, you guys ever have those moments when you first see a Pokemon, you're like, I love that thing. That was me with Duraludon. When this thing first came out in Pokemon Unite, I balled out with it. It was so... Dude, I was getting like 26 kill games in ranked. 26 kill games, 180k damage, like it was nothing. You had the scope lens to boost your crits. You had the stealth rocks you'd throw out, and people are getting hit by that and getting crits in that. Then you had the move where you hit them with your normal attack and put like the markers or tags on them, or the tokens almost on them. You could put up to 3 on each person, and then you use one of your attacks, and it sends out this pulse and hits the people in the range of the pulse for X amount of damage according to how many markers they have. So base is 0 markers, then it's 1, 2, 3 being the most damage. That thing was so overpowered. It was so good. Duraludon is one of my favorite, not only Steel-type Pokemon, just Pokemon of all time. It is going up to the top of S tier for me without a doubt, and then I'll put this one just at the bottom of S tier, just again because it's just, I put that one up there. That's what we're doing with all of them. So I'll put that one up there as well, but yeah, Duraludon for me, I absolutely love. I am so excited for our Archaludon. That thing is so, like, when I saw the thing, I thought at first it was a regional form of Duraludon. Then when I saw it was an evolution, I was so hyped. Because do you guys know how OP this thing's going to be with the Eviolite Stone now? Boosting its special defense and defense. Like Duraludon, I mean, I used this thing. You guys, we were just playing Pokemon Sword and Shield the other day. You guys saw my team of that. I had a Duraludon on my team. That thing was fun to use before. I used it in Showdown in Gen 7 OU. My moveset was Dragon Pulse, Earthquake, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, if I'm not mistaken. That thing was a monster. It was a tank, too. It ate a lot of hits. And I'm like, this thing with an Eviolite, they might have to ban that thing. It's going to be so OP. Or it's going to become, like, super meta in VGC, and I'm going to love every second of it. I am so happy that thing got an evolution. If our Archaludon was up here, that thing might go up in God tier. You know, we don't know too much about it yet, so it would go in S tier for me for now, for sure. But I am so excited to get our Archaludon. And here's the thing, they're giving it an evolution now. That just sets it up perfectly to get, like, a cool baby Pokemon for it. We just did the baby Pokemon tier list stream the other day. Like, that's literally giving us, it's setting up for the perfect baby. Like, could you imagine how cool a baby Pokemon of Duraludon would look? You know how cool that would be? Like, I could picture it so perfectly. Like, it's literally Duraludon, but just so much like, just small. Like, it's Duraludon, but small. It'd make for such an awesome baby Pokemon. So, Duraludon for me is one of my favorite Pokemon ever, if I'm being completely honest. Moving on here, though, we have Durant. And I don't like Durant, dude. This thing's annoying. I don't like Durant. They were a pain going through in Victory Road in black and white. I didn't really like them too much. I'm gonna, let's see, Escavalier. I mean, I'll put Escavalier in B tier. Excadrill, I'm gonna put up in B tier as well. You know, I'll put Excadrill above Bronzong. Ferrothorn, I mean, I like Ferroseed. I'll put it in B tier. Ferrothorn, I'm putting you in C tier because I don't like going against you in Gen 7 OU. On Showdown, you are very, very annoying. Fortress, I really like. I don't know why. I've always just liked the design in Fortress. So I'm going to put it in B tier above Bronzong. I don't know, that's just one for me that I've always just liked. I'll put it there. Ran through a couple of them right there because there's some heavy hitters right here. I want to do these next 5 actually are some big heavy hitters. We have Empoleon. Mayo 1 sub away from 710. Dude, we've been gaining a lot of subs. Yeah, we're at 709 right now. To everyone that's been subscribing, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. It truly does mean a lot. We're climbing right now. Getting closer and closer and closer to 1,000. Oh, let me say the video for tomorrow, it is awesome. I opened up the PokeRF pack. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. Video going up tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That'll be up tomorrow. But the Empoleon's the only steel water type. Exactly. Empoleon, I mean, Blastoise should be steel water as well. But look at this whole list right here. No other steel water type anywhere on this list. Empoleon is the only one. Really, really OP typing. Really, really cool starter. And in this starter tier list, I don't remember where I put Empoleon. But in terms of steel type Pokemon, I'm going to put Empoleon above Aggron. Empoleon is so cool, dude. It's like the Emperor Penguin, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it's meant to be based on. It has like the 3 crown thing on the top of its head. Everything about Empoleon is so cool, dude. And I will, like, again, I didn't put it this high. I did not put it in S tier for, I did not put Empoleon in S tier for the starter tier list. But in terms of steel type Pokemon, it's the only one of its type. It's a really cool typing. It's got an awesome design. It was a cool starter. We put it rather high in the starter tier list, if I'm not mistaken. But here, dude, it, like, I like it more than Aggron. I think it's safe to say. Empoleon is so cool, dude. It is awesome. It's like what starters should be. Like, Empoleon's an example, like how cool starters are supposed to be. It is so good. God tier, no. God tier is reserved for only the select few. Only the select few go up there. And I know there will be another one up there in God tier. At least one other one I know. I'm not sure there'll be very many up there, though, but Empoleon's S tier. S tier is a solid spot for Empoleon. Genesect, on the other hand, I mean, its shiny's cool. I will admit, Genesect has a really cool shiny. I've never liked this thing. I've never been a Genesect fan. I mean, I do like it more than Fortress. I don't like it more than Excadrill. I've always thought Genesect was kind of weird. Genesect at God tier. Mayo, you want everything up in God tier, don't you? Genesect's A for you? I mean... you know what? I'll put Genesect in A. I'll bump it up for now. I won't put it above Copperajah, but Genesect is... you know what? Because it's shiny so cool, I'll throw it up there. The shiny's really, really cool for Genesect. I'll put Genesect up in A tier. That's a solid spot for it. I like how, like, there's the different kinds of Genesects. I don't like how in Pokemon Go, they keep giving us all these different ones, and they're acting like it's a brand new Pokemon they're releasing. Like, Genesect with the fire move, the grass move, the water move, the electric move. It's like, all right, we don't need all of these different ones. Just give us, like, Genesect, and it could be any of them. But nonetheless, like, Genesect's fine. I like it shiny. It's cool. I remember going to the, how do you get it in black and white? I don't even know if I've ever caught Genesect in a Pokemon game, now that I think of it. I remember going to that room. There's like that abandoned lab at the bottom left of the black and white map is like where Genesect was. I don't think I've ever caught it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever caught Genesect in a game. But, you know, we'll put it in A tier. That's a good spot for it. Now this next one. The 1,000th Pokemon. Number 1,000 in the Pokédex. Gholdengo. Now, battling, this thing's fun to use in battling. It's a Ghost Steel type. I love that typing. We have another Pokemon coming up rather soon that is a Ghost Steel as well. That is a phenomenal, phenomenal Pokemon. But Gholdengo, dude, it's the string cheese guy. Now, I know on the thumbnail I have it down in F tier because when I first saw this thing, that's where I put it. I'd put it down in F tier. It has grown on me. Shout out Alexander. I believe he traded me the perfect one in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that we were using in, did I use it in a battle? I think we used it in that one stream, didn't we? I think we did. The string cheese guy, yeah. Gholdengo. The only reason I got one is because like I said, Alexander, shout out to him. One of you guys traded it to me. It ain't ever grown on me. Dude, I mean, it has grown on me a bit. I'm going to put it in B tier. It has a really cool card. I do like that Gholdengo card. I'll put it in B tier. I'm not putting it above Excadrill. It's fine. Like, I already know this is one I'm going to really like in a couple of years. Like, when we get to, like, mid-Gen 10, I'm going to look back on Gholdengo and be like, that's an awesome Pokemon. Like, it rides around on a surfboard and stuff, dude. Like, what's this shiny? What does shiny Gholdengo look like? Shiny Gholdengo. Is it silver? It might have one of the worst shinies there is. It has the potential to be... They could have made that thing silver. They could have made it... Yeah, I'm seeing fan-made shinies online of it silver, it bronze. It looks so good. Nah, dude, it's the shinies, but yeah, it deserves to be in B tier. It deserves to be a Gengar effect, exactly. It has a Gengar shiny. Heatran, on the other hand, though, Heatran's cool. I like this thing. I think I put it in B tier in the legendary tier list, but in terms of steel type Pokemon, I'm going to put it up at the top of A tier. I think Heatran's a cool steel type Pokemon. Fire Steel, cool typing. There aren't very many Fire Steel types, are there? Is Solgaleo might be Fire Steel? And that might be it, right? Let me check with Solgaleo. Solgaleo's Fire Steel, right? Solgaleo typing. Oh no, Psychic Steel. Oh no, it's Shiny's red. That's why I always think it's fire. It's Shiny's red. Is Heatran the only Fire Steel? There's no way. Revroom's only Poison Steel. None of the Aegislash. No. Wow, it is. It is good in Showdown too. Good in VGC. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Top of A tier, I think, is a solid spot for Heatran. Its shiny's pretty cool as well, like the magma frog thing. I like it. It'll go up in A tier there. This next one, though, is elite Pokemon. Aegislash. Now, this whole line is good. Now, if I'm being honest, like, Honedge and Doublade, I'm not the biggest fans of. I think they're fine. I'm going to put them at the bottom of B tier. Like, I like Ferrothorn better than both of those. Honedge and Doublade. I like Honedge better than Doublade. But Aegislash. Aegislash! Where's Aegislash going? Where do you guys think Aegislash is going on this tier list? Dude, let me look at who else is on here. I'm just getting an idea of who else is going in towards, like, the top. I know where you guys want me to put Aegislash. You guys want Aegislash in God tier, don't you? Here's the thing, though. For me, like, I mean, in my opinion, you know what? If we're looking at normal here, let me do this. If we're looking at normal Aegislash, just straight up design, I'm putting it below Duraludon. I'm putting, like, how we see them right here, Aegislash is below Duraludon. But then when we think about the other parts with it, it's shiny. Aegislash is one of the best shinies there is. Think of how we saw it in the Pokemon anime. One of my favorite characters ever in the anime, Sawyer, had a Aegislash on his team. And seeing him battle against Ash in the Pokemon League Championships, or whatever it's called, in the X and Y anime, that's one of my favorite battles of all time. I thought it was so cool. I loved the two different forms. So Aegislash, like, you know, I'm going to put it top of S tier. I'll put it top of S tier. Aegislash. Because Duraludon is getting an evolution, so I won't put it above, I won't put Aegislash below that. But, like, for me, we might bump it up as I'm going to put it at the top of S tier now. It might go up to, I might bump it up to God tier, if I'm being honest. Well, let me see where I put some of these other ones, and we might bump it up to God tier as we move on. But next we have Paradox. I'm doing it slow right now. It might get bumped up. You know what? I like, it is a ghost. Steel. Aegislash. It is a gnarly Pokemon, dude. It is cool. It is really cool. You know what? Who else is in here? Like, I already know, I know for sure another Pokemon that's going God tier, and I'm trying to think if they're on the same level. No, I gotta put it S tier. I gotta put it S tier. In my opinion, I'm putting it in S tier for now. We might bump it up by the end, if I'm being honest. We might. We always make those final edits to the end of the tier list where stuff just starts bouncing all over the place. So I might move then. But moving on now, we have, what's it called? Paradox Donphan, future one. Iron. Is that Great Tusk? What's this thing's name? Paradox. Iron what? Yeah, Great Tusk. What's the other one's name? I'm drawing a blank. Iron Treads. Iron Treads is what it is. Iron Treads. Dude, this thing's fine. I mean, I don't love it. Honestly, it's tied with me with Gholdengo. I'll put it just above Golden. Nah. I'll put it above Excadrill and B tier. Yo, Nate, thank you for tuning in as well. I appreciate it. I like, Yeah, I like Iron Treads. I don't love it, though. A B tier solid for it. Jirachi is the next one. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Jirachi, if I'm being honest. I don't even know where I put this thing in the legendary tier list. Couldn't have been very high. I will say it is above average, I'll note. So I'll put it... Yeah, I'll put it right there. Yeah, I'll put Jirachi above... I'll put Jirachi above Iron Treads. I'll put Jirachi top of B tier. I think that's a solid spot for it. Jirachi I'll put above Iron Treads and B tier. Then we have Kartana. Kartana's cool. The grass steel type. I mean, quad weak to fire. I really don't. I'm not the biggest fan of this thing, if I'm being honest. I'm going to throw it down in C tier below Cobalion. I don't like Kartana too much. And Klefki as well, dude. Like, you know what? I'll give Klefki B tier because I like the concept with it. The keys on the ring, I think that's cool. Yeah, I'll put Klefki right there. I think that's a cool concept. I like that. I'll put Klefki right there. I do also like how the what are they called? The coordination series, like the Pokemon contests in the anime for X and Y. I think it was cool how the Klefki was the ones with like the keys that they won for each one. This is unrelated, but I'm gonna buy a 75 centimeter Rayquaza plushie sometime. Yo, that's sick, dude. There was this store at this mall by me that always had tons of Pokemon plushies. They were so expensive though. I only bought one. Actually, that's where I got the Snorlax from. I got it from that store. That's the only thing I ever bought from there because the stuff there was so expensive. But they had some cool Rayquaza ones. They had some big Rayquaza ones that were really cool. Always shiny Rayquazas too. I will note that. There were always shiny Rayquazas of them. But this next line right here, Clink, Clang, and Klinklang. Now, if I'm being honest, these are kind of bad. I do have some sentimental, like, nostalgia attachment to them, though, because I remember when me and my friends would battle with our cards during Black and White when these had first came out. There was a Klinklang card that, per our rules, was really OP, so I loved battling with it because of that. But besides that, dude, this thing sucks. Like, they're not very good at all. Like, Clank, I'll put C tier. Clang. No, dude, these are B tier. These are D tier. These suck, dude. It's just like base, like barely even change. Clink, Clang, Clang. Like the face from Clink is on all of them. Then Clang to Klinklang is like not that big of a difference. And the names is like Abracadabra, Alakazam. Those names are cool. Clink, Clang, Klinklang. Those names kind of suck, if I'm being honest. Like, those names aren't the best. If you don't put Aegislash and God, you better sleep with one eye open. It might get bumped up. Hey, yo, you have to tune back in to the replay of the stream and see where I end up putting it. But this next Pokemon we have right here is going up right by those Aegislash and Empoleon. Maybe Metagross at the top there at this list. Lucario, fighting steel type. It is a phenomenal Pokemon, dude. I should do a fighting tier. That should be the next type I do, fighting types. I know everyone's probably thinking if you're doing types, you could do fire, water, dragon, grass, like the top types. I like these other types, like steel and fighting, dude. Fighting's a really cool type. I might have to do that one next. But here on the tier list, we have Lucario. And Lucario, I like. Now, I've never loved Lucario. I've always just really liked it. It is S tier for me, without a doubt. Some people probably would put it God tier. I don't want to go to that extent. I don't even, like... Here's what's hurting Duraludon with these for me. It's shiny. Like, Aegislash is shiny, way better than Duraludon. Lucario's shiny, way better than Duraludon, so because I'd have to put it below it there. But now here's the question. Aegislash or Lucario? Aegislash or Lucario? Who's going where? I mean, I don't even know. Do I put Lucario above Aegislash? I like both of them. I think they're both cool. Obviously, I mean, their numbers, like, they're number 2 and 3 on the list right now. But you know what? Nah, I'm gonna leave him like that. I'll leave him like that for now. I'll leave Aegislash above. For steel Pokemon, Aegislash has to be above Lucario because Aegislash is literally a sword. So I'm gonna put him there. We'll leave it like that for now. And let's move on to Magearna. Now, Magearna I've never really liked. It has some cool form where it's like all red. That's really cool. I don't love it though, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna put Magearna, I'll put it C tier above Cobalion. I don't like it that much. Then, yo, you guys were talking about this earlier, weren't you? The Magnemite, Magneton, Magnezone. These were originally just electric types, and they got the steel typing. Why didn't Blastoise get the steel typing as well? I mean, honestly, it makes more sense for these than Blastoise because they're actual magnets, but B tier for me on these for sure. I mean, actually, no. So the order in which I like them is like this. So Magnezone will go below Ferrothorn. Magneton will go above Ferrothorn. And Magnemite will go below Klefki. That's how I'm gonna put them there. I like them, they're cool, but like they're not the best. And Mawile too. Mawile's one I've never really liked, if I'm being honest. Like, I mean, yeah, I've never been a fan of Mawile. I'll put it B tier. I'll put Mawile B tier. Yeah, I did get 100 IV in Pokemon Go of Mawile. It has a cool shiny. I'm not putting Mawile above Gholdengo. So I'll put it there, and then the Mega will go in the same tier just as the bottom. But here we go! Here we go with some ones I really, really like. Meltan and Melmetal. I rank these extremely high on the Legendary and Mythical tier list because these are technically mythical Pokemon. Now, they're from a region we don't know of yet. They're like an invasive species that came across a ship to Alola. And how they were portrayed in the anime with all the Meltans, the Meltans messing around with the Rowlets in the first episode they were in. Then Meltan and Rowlet being friends, then Meltan evolving into Melmetal, and then Rowlet hanging out in the hole in Melmetal's stomach. Dude, I love these. Melmetal with double Iron Bash in the Alolan League is awesome. Like, Melmetal, no question for me. Like, I was telling you guys throughout this stream, like, which is the other one that's going to be up in God tier. Melmetal, for me, is the top of God tier. It's the best Steel-type Pokemon there is, in my opinion. Now, I know Metagross, I said, one of my favorite Pokemon ever. It is my favorite pseudo-legendary, but if we're talking strictly Steel-type Pokemon, Melmetal's the best Steel-type Pokemon there is. There's no doubt about that for me. It is perfect. It is literally like it's the perfect metal Pokemon. I'm putting it up at the top of God tier for me, and then Meltan is going S tier for sure. I'll put it I like it better than Corviknight. I like Meltan better than Aggron. No, I'll leave it below Empoleon. I'll put Meltan there. Honestly, Meltan might go above Empoleon for me, but because Melmetal's God tier, I'll leave it up there. I'll leave it right there below Empoleon. Oh, and then we have this form of it. I mean, I don't really like that thing that much, so we'll just throw it up there as we were throwing the other ones. But now we have what? Is this Galarian Meowth, right? And Berserker and Galarian Meowth. Now, Galarian Meowth, I don't really like. I'm gonna put it C tier. Yeah, I'll put it C tier. I don't like it that much. Berserker, I do like. This thing is a cool shiny too. I do really like this thing. I like it better than Mawile. I don't think I like it better than Gholdengo, though. So I'm going to leave it there in B tier. Gholdengo's like a good placeholder for me down there. So I'll put it right there in B tier. Then another one that I'm like, at the same time, is Orthworm. I don't really like this thing. I don't really like this thing too much. Orthworm. It's going to, I mean, it's kind of cool concept. I'll leave it down there in C tier. This next one, though, we have a cool one. Pawniard, Bisharp, Kingambit. Now, this was the first ever shiny hunt I ever did. These were the first ever shinies I hunted for on this channel. It was the first stream I ever did. Pawniard, Bisharp, shiny hunt. Evolves into Kingambit. These Pokemon are phenomenal. Bisharp, no doubt about it, top of A tier for me. No question about that. Pawniard will go bottom of, Pawniard's gotta be B tier. Sorry, Pawniard. I'll put you below Ferrothorn down there in B tier. Bisharp's amazing, A tier. Kingambit's an S tier Pokemon. Kingambit is an S tier Pokemon for sure. I like it more than Aggron. I like it more than Meltan. I like it more than Empoleon. And again, Duraludon's getting an evolution, so we'll put it there. I'll leave it right there. Kingambit's cool. Up there at the top of S tier. Solid spot for it. It is awesome. Kingambit's so cool. I loved all the memes on TikTok, that trend for a little while there, like Kingambit is avenging the fallen or something like that. That was hilarious. Kingambit's really cool. Awesome shiny. First ever shiny Pokemon I shiny hunted. First ever stream here I did on the channel, so I have some nostalgia for Kingambit for sure. This thing's goofy, dude. I don't like this thing. This is bottom of D tier. Probopass? Why does it have a mustache? It just looks creepy and weird. Registeel, on the other hand, though. Registeel is a good steel type. Registeel is a really, really good steel type. We're going to put it up here in S tier. Like it more than Aggron. Like it more than Meltan. No. Yeah, I'll leave it right there below Meltan for Registeel. Registeel's cool. Has a awesome shiny, I'll note. The like turquoise-ish green color. Now, the thing is, I don't know if this was done on purpose or not, but we have, like, the shiny of Registeel. And you look at, like, metal when it gets, like, oxidized and stuff. Not rust. When it gets, like, it's exposed to water and stuff. You look at the bottom of ships and stuff. Or metal that's been sitting in water or, like, in water for a long time. It turns, like that turquoise blue color. That's what shiny Registeel is, and I think that color is so cool. The shiny of that, that thing is amazing. I love the sound of it. My favorite of the OG3 without a shadow of a doubt. So S tier is a solid spot for it. We have a lot of Pokemon up in S tier, I'll note. A lot of Pokemon up here in S tier. That's just because there's so many good steel types. This is the second type tier list we've done, and we picked a good one because there's so many just cool steel type Pokemon. There's a lot of really awesome ones. One that isn't awesome is this thing, though. I don't like that guy. That thing looks goofy. Down there in D tier. Then we have Alolan Sandslash. This thing is pretty cool. Steel. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm gonna put him up in B. You know what? Do I like it more than Excadrill's the kind of question I gotta ask myself. Do I put this guy above or below Excadrill? I think I like it better than Excadrill. Yeah, I'm putting it above Excadrill for sure. I think that's a solid spot for it. Dude, we're getting low. There's not very many Pokemon left. Oh, but we have some good ones left. We got some heavy hitters left. Scizor. Scizor is phenomenal. It's mega. Uh-oh, hang on. What happened? Oh, no. Oh, my God. It saved it. Thank God. I thought I just lost the tier list. Oh, my gosh. I thought I lost it. No, we're good. I was trying to grab Scizor, and it was messing it all up. See, when we get all these, it starts to, like, lag when we put too many Pokemon on here. Mega Scizor. Again, we're just throwing those up there just to acknowledge the tier I think they're in. Scizor's S tier. For sure. I like it more than Aggron. Do I like it Scizor more than Registeel? Do I like Scizor more than Registeel? Scizor I really like. It is really cool. Its Mega's awesome. Now, this might not make sense, but its arms remind me of, like, chainsaws almost. Reminds me of Chainsaw Man with the arms on Mega Scizor. It looks phenomenal. Bullet Punch on that thing is OP. But normal Scizor, I think is cool. Bug Steel type, has a cool shiny, turns into the lime green. Normal Scizor I will note is cooler. There is in the VS series, one of the, so it was the, essentially Gym Heroes Gym Challenge of of the e-reader sets. It was only in Japanese. We never got it in English. But there's a Bugsy's Scizor on there that is an amazing card. I've always wanted to get that thing. I got to do a video one day. I just got to buy all of these. Put Orthworm in S tier. Mayo, you're delusional. Orthworm in S tier? Orthworm's down there in C tier for sure. I don't like that thing that much at all. But back to Scizor. That Bugsy Scizor card, I have always wanted that thing. I gotta, like I said, make a video. There's a handful of cards I've always wanted. I gotta just buy all those cards and just make a video of me showing all these cool cards I want. Because there's some really cool ones that, like, aren't very, like, popular cards. Like, everyone thinks of, like, oh, Charizard, Gengars, and all that different kind of stuff. Pikachus or Dragonites. But, like, I want, like, a Bugsy Scizor from a set no one's even heard of. I think that'd be really cool. Play Fortnite? No. I ain't streaming Fortnite. I like playing Fortnite. I'm not the best at it, though. I'm not good enough to stream it. No. We got the tier list going right now. We're doing the Steel type tier list. We got Scizor up there in S tier. Solid spot for it. Mega Scizor up there as well. Mega Scizor is phenomenal. Then we have Shieldon and Bastiodon. Now, Shieldon I think's really cool. I like Shieldon. And Bastiodon as well. Fossil Pokemon, I think the only fossils we've had on here, right? Shieldon and Bastiodon are the only fossils we've had? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. The only fossils on here. They're both really cool. I like them. Shieldon, I'm going to put B tier. Above Magnemite, below Mawile. But Bastiodon, I'm putting A tier. Above... I might put Bastiodon above Heatran. You know what? Heatran is the only one of its... No, I've always liked Bastiodon, dude. I have always liked Bastiodon. I'm putting it up in A tier. Below only Bisharp. Now I'm putting it above Bisharp. I love Bastiodon, dude. I think that thing's so cool. It's such an awesome Pokemon. I think Bastiodon's really, really cool. Top of A tier is a solid spot for it. It's a fossil. I love the teeth coming up from the bottom. That crazy underbite it's got. It looks gnarly. I love, like, the one horn thing in the middle. It's an awesome Pokemon for sure. Then I like how on the design of, like, the crest on its head, it's got those, like, the other circles above the horn going across. It almost looks like other eyes. Bastiodon's an awesome Pokemon. I love that thing. Skarmory I hate. I mean, a lot of people probably like this thing because of nostalgia. I don't like Skarmory. One for me that's just annoying. I hate battling this thing in Go Battle League and Great League. Skarmory is the most annoying Pokemon to battle in Great League, in Go Battle League, and I stand by that. It is so annoying going up against Skarmory again and again and again and again and again and again and again. I hate that thing. It always counters my team so perfectly. It's got a bad shiny. I've never been a fan of Skarmory. For birds from Gen 2, I like Hoot and Noctowl way better than Skarmory. Even though Skarmory has that cool card from Neo... Is it Revelation or Discovery? One of those two, Neo Revelation or Discovery, I believe. There's a Lugia non-holo, a Ho-Oh non-holo, and a Skarmory non-holo. All of those come together, like their artworks, to make a cool card of them, like going in a circle. It is really cool, but Skarmory I've never been a fan of. Putting it down there in D tier for sure. Is this the first time where S tier's been the biggest tier we've had? S tier's solid up there, but here's one. I dislike these more than Dialga. They did Goodra so dirty with this thing. I love Goodra, you guys know. One of my favorite pseudo-type legendary favorite pseudo-legendary Pokemon. One of my favorite Pokemon in general. Love it shiny. I have it in Pokemon Go. Didn't like it shiny until I saw it in Pokemon Go. But this thing, I mean, it is Steel Dragon, which is an OP type, but Hisuian Goodra, look at Hisuian Goodra's face. Even Hisuian Goodra's disappointed with how it looks. I think that thing is just so whack. It looks so bad. Like, I mean, might be the most disappointed I've ever been in a Pokemon. Gholdengo, I said, Pokemon number 1,000 should be super cool, and was a little disappointed in that. But Hisuian Goodra, man, like, no, that's the most disappointed I've ever been in a Pokemon. That is the worst Pokemon that will be on this tier list, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. I hate that thing so much. It is so bad. And it's like even Sliggoo. What, Sliggoo's just a normal Sliggoo and a rock? Like, what even is that thing, dude? It's just, no, I don't like him at all. I do not like Hisuian Goodra whatsoever. That thing is bad. But moving on to the next one here, we have Solgaleo and the Necrozma Solgaleo. These are good. I don't necessarily love them, but I'll put them up in... I will note, this form of it looks gnarly. I like, you know what? I'll leave them right there. I'll put them like that in A tier. I think that's a solid spot for them. We've gotten a handful of lion Pokemon over the years, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Pyroars. Is that it? Was Pyroar the first lion Pokemon we got? There's no way. There has to be another one, right? But Solgaleo is the only lion legendary. I think it's really cool. Its shiny is phenomenal. The crimson red is so cool. This other form of it, when it merged with Necrozma, looks gnarly, dude. That thing looks wild. A tier. Yeah, A tier's a good spot for it. God tier. No. Solgaleo is not like... Solgaleo's not better than any of the Pokemon in S tier. No way. You guys would put Solgaleo above... I'm not putting Solgaleo above Meltan. No. Solgaleo's not S tier for me. A tier is a solid spot for it. I will not... this other form looks gnarly, dude. I'll put that thing up there a bit. I don't like that more than Bastiodon, but that thing does look wild. I think that is cool. But Solgaleo's A tier for sure. I'm not putting S tier. Mayo, I'm going to ban you. Hisuian Goodra in S tier. Hisuian Goodra is F tier. There's no way. S tier? No. That's the worst Pokemon on this list. But we're getting into one of the best Pokemon on this list right now with Steelix. No question about it, S tier. The OG Steel-type Pokemon. I like Steelix so much. Like it more than Meltan. Like it more than Empoleon. Like it more than Duraludon. Do I like it? I like it more than King Gambit. Like it more than Lucario. I'm not putting Steelix above Aegislash. Steelix for me, Steelix is the OG legendary Pokemon. No! Steelix is booty. Steelix over Solgaleo, Nate. I can agree with you on that. Steelix for me is one of the coolest steel Pokemon there is. It literally has steel in the name. Steelix is phenomenal. Steelix is so cool. I pulled a hollow... Have any of you watching, have you guys done this? I pulled a hollow Steelix from Skyridge. I pulled a first edition hollow Steelix from Neo Genesis, the first ever Steelix card ever printed. I pulled both of those. And I love Steelix because of that. Its shiny is gold. Brock had one. Steelix for me is just a phenomenal Pokemon. I love that thing so much. It is so cool. Steelix is awesome. It's a Pokemon I've always loved. It is like, if we're talking Steel-type Pokemon, it is one of the best Steel-type Pokemon there is without a doubt. But here's one I do not like. Galarian Stunfisk. I do not like that thing whatsoever. Another one, super annoying in Great League and Go Battle League. That thing is big, stinky butt cheeks as well. I don't like it whatsoever. It is so annoying. Its concept's cool. It's like the footprints on there. It's like meant to be like camouflage. It's the Pokeball for the nose, and it's like the bear trap type thing with the mouth. I like the concept of it, but nah. That thing, what it's done to me in Go Battle League is unforgivable. That's F tier for sure. Then we have a couple of other ones on here. We'll do Togedemaru. A knockoff Pikachu, C tier, I think is fair for Togedemaru. You know what? My boy Sophocles had one, so I'll put it there. Let's make some people mad. Let's put it top of C tier. Let's put it above Cobalion. I'm sure that'll make some people mad. Hang on, I'll do Reverum and Varoom. These suck, dude. They are for only of their type. Poison Steel, that's cool. These things are just disgusting Pokemon. They're so bad. No. They are so bad. Reverum and Varoom, those are just awful. We did get the cool special illustration art Reverum out of Obsidian Flames. I am very happy about that. That is really cool, but no. Those things are whack. And, this is Wordier, right? That's not a steel type, is it? The thing to the left, the Zacian and Zamazenta. It's wordier, right? Oh, Wormadam? Sandy Cloak. Trash Cloak. Wormadam Trash Cloak. Is this thing... Oh my god, it's a Bug Steel type. It is. I had no idea. I mean, this thing's whack. This thing's whack, too. That's down in F tier as well. Then we have a hand. Zacian and Zamazenta. I never know which is what. Zacian is the one with the sword, right? Yeah, because in Unite. Yeah. Zacian is the one with the sword. No. Yeah, we'll do Zacian and Zamazenta now. We'll save that other one for last. Zacian and Zamazenta are cool. I will note. They're cool box legendaries. I like Sword and Shield. It's a cool concept. I like how Zacian is like Zoro. It has the sword in its mouth. Zamazenta's fine. I'm going to put it in B tier. I don't really like... I like it more than... I don't like it more than Jirachi. We'll put it down there. Zacian's kind of cool. I'll put it up in A tier. I do like it more than Copperajah. I don't like it more than Solgaleo, though. I'll put it up in A tier there. Those are cool legendaries. Like Zacian and Zamazenta are both really cool. The concept of them, how they have like the normal form and then like the fighting form that we see right here, I think that's cool. Again, the sword and the shield I think is cool. I like the designs on both of them. You know what? Actually, I do like Zamazenta. I'll put it up there in A tier as well. I think it's cool. I like the crest for the shield. Again, Zacian I like so much is because it reminds me of Zoro with the sword in its mouth. I think that looks gnarly. That thing's OP in Unite. I didn't play Unite very much when that thing was super, super OP during its reign. It is still one of the best Pokemon in the game, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to leave it up there in A tier, so it's one of the ones that I know a lot of people dislike because of Unite. I didn't play Unite too much when that thing was super overpowered, so I'm not disliking it because of Unite, as I've disliked a lot of other Pokemon on this tier list because of these other games, but I'll leave them up in A tier for now. I think that's a solid spot for them. I'm interested to see when we get them in these forms in Pokemon Go, because we have them in the normal form, but we don't have them in these forms. But now we have the Tinkaton evolution line. What are these? Tinka. What the heck are the Tinka? Tinka Tough, Tinkaton. Talk about the biggest fall off we've ever seen in Pokemon. I mean, there might have been some other things in the past. Now, like I remember when Double was first shown for Sword and Shield, everyone was freaking out and said they loved that thing so much. But that was like a beginning of the game Pokemon. Like that was never meant to be like a long-term, like super, super cool Pokemon. Lechonk. When Lechonk first came out in the trailer, and everyone has heard its name was Lechonk, excuse me by the way, everyone was like, that thing is, phenomenal. One of the best Pokemon they had seen. Its name's Lechonk. But obviously, like, it kind of fell off a bit, but it's, like, expected because it's not meant to be, like, a super strong Pokemon. This thing right here, when we saw that Tinkaton was a Steel Fairy type, I was like, everyone's like, this is going to be one of the most OP Pokemon there is. It's got a massive hammer. It has its own signature move. Everything about it is awesome. It hits down Corviknights out of the sky. That is so cool. This should be a God tier Pokemon. Tinkaton should be up here next to the likes of Metagross and Melmetal. It literally uses its big bad hammer and knocks Corviknights out of the sky. Although it is so bad stat-wise. This thing is as average as you could possibly get. The other forms aren't absolutely the best. They're not going C. Don't worry, they're not going C tier. They're not going C tier. I'm just putting them there so I can move them up. Actually, no, this one, I don't like. No, I don't like this one. This one's D tier. Tinkatink, I do not like that design. That looks weird. This one, though, Tinkatuff. I mess with Tinkatuff a bit. We'll put it up here in B tier. I think that's a solid spot for it. I'll put it below Shieldon. Then Tinkaton. This should be in God tier. Let me just say. Tinkaton should be in God tier, but it's not. It's going to go in A tier. Actually, you know what? Since I have Corviknight in S tier. And if we, well, I mean, like it has the massive hammer. The massive hammer is really cool. This thing should be one of the best steel types there is. It should be in God tier. It's not. It is not in God tier whatsoever. It's just, it was so disappointing stat-wise, dude. Like, it's not good. I was hoping this thing would be so strong and so much fun to use. But it just sucks. Like, it's even hard to use in just a straight-up playthrough team. I remember I made my playthrough team, I was battling my brothers, and, like, this thing was the worst thing on my team without a doubt. I didn't like it that much whatsoever. Bastiodon. I mean, yeah, I'll leave Bastiodon above it. Yeah. This thing should have been, it should be up in God tier. I think its design is really cool. I'll give it that. But, I mean, it should have been up higher. It should have been higher, but its stats just were disappointing. Like, let me look. What even is this thing in? What is this thing in on Showdown? Let me see. Tinkaton. Does it say just what it's in? I'll have to go into a team builder maybe to do it. Are you? Oh my God. No, this is wrong. Or I don't know what tier it's in. Tinkaton, I mean, like, I'm thinking about it. Hang on. Because I'll admit, I loved Tinkaton when I first saw it. I thought Tinkaton was awesome. I thought Tinkaton was really, really cool. But, like, I mean, it's like Tinkaton should be here. Tinkaton should be there up at the top of God tier. Tinkaton should be in God tier. It is not. I mean, you know, actually, as I look at it, if I'm being honest, I like it more than Corviknight. The only reason, like, I'd put it in A tier is because I'm disappointed at how bad it was stat-wise. Design-wise, I like it better than Corviknight. Who am I kidding? I'll put it in S tier. S tier is solid for it. I don't like it more than Aggron. I do not like it more than Aggron, Scizor, none of those. I'll leave it in S tier. I'll put it in S tier. Tinkaton in S tier is a solid spot. I think that's solid. And I'm happy with this tier list. Second ever tier list we've done of just a single type. Happy with how it turned out. We'll run through it real quick. Down here at the bottom of F tier, I mean, Dialga, Ultra Beasts, Reverum, Hisuian Goodra, worst designs I've ever seen. That thing is just, Hisuian Goodra is such a disappointment. D tier, Skarmory, I mean, I don't like Skarmory. Klinklang, nah. Probopass, why does it have a mustache? C tier, I mean, you got, you have Togedemaru. It's fine. It's a Pikachu knockoff. Then you have Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn's okay. I mean, C tier is just about average, like I said. B tier is where we start to get into some of the good ones. We have Excadrill, Gholdengo, Jirachi, some good Pokemon in there, A tier is where we start to get into some of the good ones with Bastiodon, Bisharp, Heatran, Zacian, Zamazenta, Solgaleo, Copperajah, Genesect, some good Pokemon up there in A tier. Then up in S tier, I mean, this is the biggest S tier has ever been. We have Steelix, Aegislash, Lucario, Kingambit, Duraludon, Empoleon, Meltan, Registeel, Scizor, Aggron, Tinkaton, and Corviknight. Then obviously the rest of the Metagross and Aggron lines as well. Then all the other forms of the Pokemon we put in there in their respective tiers as well. But then at the top in God tier, we have the two best Steel-type Pokemon there is without a shadow of a doubt. These two are so good. Metagross and Melmetal. I love these two so much. They are so awesome. Melmetal is like the epitome of Steel-type Pokemon. It is so cool. I love how its design is. I love how we saw it in the anime. I love how Ash had one on his team. It is awesome. Metagross, you guys know I love, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Had at the top at the pseudo-legendary tier list, and it is just absolutely phenomenal. It's one of the best shinies there is. Super, super cool. Super fun to use in battling as well. I have 100 IV of it in Pokemon Go. Some awesome cards of it over the years. I have the Gold Star Metagross as well, an awesome card of it. Those two Pokemon I got you are just like, I like all the Pokemon S tier I really like. A tier I like as well. B tier, like I said, are fine. Then C tier are average. But like S tier, one thing I've learned from this tier list is how much I like a lot of the Steel-type Pokemon. All these Steel-type Pokemon are really, really cool. Steel-type is one of the better typings, I think it's safe to say, for Pokemon, because they have more good than they have bad, I feel like. And I'm being honest, there's more good Steel types than there's bad. And then the two top ones are two of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So that's the Steel type tier list. I thank you all so much for taking the time to tune in. That is all for this stream tonight. No stream tomorrow. There will be a stream on Sunday. Sunday we'll be back playing the Isle of Armor once again. So make sure you guys tune into that. We'll be grinding with Kubfu to try to get that thing up to like level 70. Why does it have to be such a high level? Level 70 we got to get that thing to, but that's what we'll be doing on Sunday, grinding with that. So that will be this Sunday. Next tier list stream might be next Friday. We might do one during the middle of the week next week as well, because I want to try to do some more of the type ones. I think this is fun. I like doing all the types. I want to have like I want to make a playlist on my channel of like every type of all of the a tier list of every type of all the types in Pokemon. I think that'd be really cool to have. So we knocked out ghost types, did steel types right here. More good than bad steel types. This was an awesome tier list. So I appreciate all those that took the time to tune in. New video going up tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. It will be me opening up my Holiday Edition PokeRev pack. Did I get the Rainbow tier? Did I get a God pack out of the PokeRev pack? Make sure you tune into the stream tomorrow, or the video tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to see what I got from that. But that is all for today. Thank you to all those that took the time to tune in. Everyone that was watching. Let's see. All of you guys were in here today. V, Mayo, Nate, Tomato, everyone that took the time to tune in. Thank you all so very much. Redstone, you tuned in as well. Everyone that tuned in, thank you so very much. I greatly do appreciate it. But that is all for tonight. I thank you all so very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And this is the PokePlaya signing.